Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Marine Corps Movie Minute. We're breaking down movies of the Marine Corps 1 minute at a time. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack.
Hello, happening listeners. I'm Billy.
Today's minute number 107. The minute begins with Aponte dealing with a little bit of guilt about what he had to do, and the minute ends with the boys of Recon making it to the university.
Yeah, we kicked off the minute with them crossing the bridge finally, and you mentioned Aponte might have a little guilt.
Mhm.
They approached the remnants of the machine gun nest or the fighting position, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and there's a dead soldier, Cuban soldier, laying on his face down.
Yep.
You just get a look at Aponte. He looks very nervous. Gunny's right behind him. He bends over and he flips the guy over.
Yeah.
And he takes a look at him. He says, Jesus, please forgive me. So he's clearly upset about taking a life. Well, ironically, he isn't the one that took this guy's life. It was Collins. Collins
Well,
used the grenade,
well,
but
you shooting into him too. Yeah.
well, I think the idea is they're responsible as a team. Doesn't
Right.
matter. I mean, it's still they were fighting them, and
Yeah.
there's a dead body because of them.
Yeah. The direct conflict.
Yeah, but you were saying something offline in the green room about some of where this guilt might have been coming from.
Yeah, so Aponte, I mean, we don't really know where Aponte's from, but it's completely possible that Aponte may be of Cuban heritage. So I'm wondering if maybe, the realization that maybe they could have been cousins or, whatever, that like there's I don't know, just the guilt. Now it could also be too that, he's devoutly religious and it's just that, his current chosen profession means that he might have to take somebody else's life, and he's coming to terms with that. You also see too that Gunny looks like he wants to say something first,
Yes,
and then
yes,
stops, and then he's
yep,
just like, "Yep, nope, just let him deal with it." And he's like, "All right, let's go."
yeah,
Like,
that's exactly it. Clint Eastwood does a good job. I really think Clint Eastwood is underrated as an actor.
yeah,
I definitely think he does a great job in this movie. We've said a lot of his facial acting.
hmm
A lot of it is comedy gold. It's a comedy gold in this
hmm
movie. He does have some subtle looks too, like some little sideway glances, and this was definitely something where he wants to say something. He
yeah,
wants to,
get him moving again.
but yeah, but that's really the main. Like, this isn't the time or the place. He's letting him deal with it. It's
Yeah,
time to move on. Let's go. That's what he said. But he does hesitate. Like, I think we've said he's kind of a hard ass, but he's already shown some. I wouldn't say he's shown necessarily affection for Aponte, but he did take care of him.
yeah.
I mean, he probably does have an affection for him, but I'm just saying,
It's one of his Marines. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
any good. We knew we had some pretty good ones. You get some good leadership. They take care of you like family.
yeah, so I think he does want to comfort him. It's just now's not
Now's
the
not the
time. Not
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to get to your whole idea of whether or not he could be Cuban, I mean, I like that interpretation. It's not even like you said, like mention cousin, like, oh, this could be like somebody I know, or I was even looking at it as if that's truly the case,
Mm.
it's more like his countrymen,
Yeah. Yeah.
not necessarily, these are my people type thing, but not if,
Yeah. 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 I know exactly what you meant. Yeah, you said it actually better than that's closer to what I meant, but I was
yeah.
trying to draw those lines.
Although I actually, you said it, and I'm going to confer, like I'm going to agree with you. I think the scene is meant more to just show that he is a devout Catholic, and he's just coming to terms with taking a
Yeah.
life or being involved with taking a life because
Yeah.
he grabs his after he
Crucifix.
says, yeah, it's crucifix. That's exactly it. Right when Gunny tells him, "Come on, let's go," he holds for a quick second. He grabs his cross and kind of, he's probably doing like a silent prayer or just a little
Yeah.
acknowledgement type thing. Now, Ramon Franco, the actor who plays Aponte, he's from. I'm going to butcher the name. But I don't know what city he's from. But I'm going to butcher it. He's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Now they filmed in Puerto Rico, so maybe he's like, "Hey, this is my guy." No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, I mean, he just because he's Puerto Rican though in real life doesn't mean he's not playing a Cuban
Yeah.
or somebody of Cuban heritage. But in all likelihood, he's. He's a Puerto Rican man playing a Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Is my guess. And honestly, it doesn't matter what he is. He's a
Yeah.
Ponte.
The end result is that his character feels guilt about, what
Yeah,
he had to do, or not really. No, it may not even be guilt. It just might be sadness that he had to take a life. It may not even be guilt. It's like, you were a soldier, I was a soldier, but we were better,
yeah,
and you lost today. I'm sorry about that.
yeah. I do think there's definitely he's saying a little prayer for him because he even says, "Jesus, forgive me."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I mean, you're not supposed to kill.
Yeah.
It's like that's not what you do. It's not normal. It's not natural. And he's just looking to say a little, like I said, looking for some absolution or just to say, a little prayer on that guy's behalf.
Yeah.
Again, because you kind of even said it like you're a soldier, I'm a soldier. You lost, I won, type thing, and he has no personal beef with this person.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's military versus military, and you just got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
There's no personal animosity between these guys. It's not like
No.
he's avenging something or
Yeah.
protecting his family. It's this is our job. This is what we do.
Yep.
Now, on a lighter note, with this aside, with this scene, when Aponte flips him on his side, the actor who's dead, you can clearly see he lifts his
Yeah.
butt and legs over his hand so that Aponte could flip him over.
Yeah.
So maybe rigor mortis was setting in right at that time.
You're pretty quick.
Yeah. So it is kind of funny because it's supposed to be meant this serious scene, but like when you're sitting here just looking at it, you're like, that dude clearly just rolled over for Aponte.
What I'm trying to remember? You remember when all the training and stuff that we got, and they teaching about like booby traps and flipping bodies over? I thought that was like a no-no. Like, because in case because they pull pins on grenades, like they were playing dead, and you flip them over, and like
Yeah,
that was, stuff like
yeah,
that. Like they're pretty cavalier about just flipping by, and they're also not checking them for intel. You notice that?
that's true. But I do feel like they don't have time for that. That's kind of
Yeah.
because they're the advanced party. I mean, granted, you probably maybe want somebody to do that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
For all we know, somebody is because remember in the scene where when they first got shot at and they took cover behind that like brick enclosure or whatever. Like we kind of were like we don't even know what it was. We were like, hey, where the hell did Profile and Ring come from, right?
Yeah.
Well, they were probably. My guess is, at the time I was saying they were radioing back and say, hey, we're under fire. We're taking fire. We've engaged the enemy. Blah blah blah.
That's actually, you know what? That's actually kind of true. The lieutenant's with the radio guy. Lieutenant's the senior guy in the unit, and the radio guy is the most important guy in the unit.
Yeah. So it's possible that we're not seeing it. Gunny and Aponte are some of the first across the bridge.
Yeah.
And of course, then we cut to them arriving at the university. And as we mentioned in the last minute, they didn't have their packs. Now they do. So sometime in that time frame, they went back for the packs.
Hmm.
Perhaps they were. Well, what I was going to allude to was that maybe Lieutenant Ring and Profile were actually the ones checking for intel. Perhaps they did that during this cut scene that we didn't see. Because we don't
Gotcha.
need to see the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah. How boring is that? Them fishing through dead guys' pockets.
Right. And also too, like, I mean, it could just be they're checking bodies against maybe a good, maybe that's not the best practice. But
Mm.
at the same time, maybe they're like, they didn't come upon a dead body. They've double tapped most of them, honestly, as they crossed the bridge, as they did this. So I'm guessing maybe they're thinking for the most part, they're probably not booby trapped because there hasn't been time to set them up. And they've double tapped most of them, so they're probably already dead anyway. So I mean, I'm just trying to give them like a pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know what though, I didn't catch this, but on the Cuban's body when they flip him over,
Hmm.
he's got in his belt. It's like I guess that's his belt buckle is my guess. It's
Yeah.
gold with a red star.
Yeah. Communist is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, talk about communist symbolism. At first, I thought it was like a little booklet, like how like in China they had always carry the like Mao's book around, little red
Yeah.
book or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, do they have to go to battle with like a communist manifesto or something? But I think it's a buckle for their version of like the Alice Pack. like their
Okay.
web gear, because it's right next to his all his it's black and it's all his like pouches and stuff.
Yeah. How
So
technical is that? You've got this one really shiny, shiny dot that reflects light in the center of this darker mass. How is that going to fit for
right.
tactical?
I don't know how accurate this is, but maybe that was just done movie wise to be like, no, no, these guys are commies, and the
Yeah,
only good commie is a dead commie
big
type
comment.
thing,
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, yeah,
a lot of them
it's fine.
got
Don't
belly wounds.
right, like Aponte, don't be too sad. It's
Yeah,
fine. Just keep
it's
moving.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
commie's
So
bad.
I mean, that could just be commie shorthand, basically, to be like these
Mm,
guys are commies,
mhm.
because I don't know how accurate that is, or
Yeah.
whatever. But
It's also during the 80s too, height of the Cold War. So yeah, so anything they could do to kind of throw that, I guess, in your head that yeah, big red star bad. So
yeah. Yeah, but the thing that I think that's the only time I've noticed it is like I haven't seen it. We don't really get a good look at most of the Cuban soldiers,
yeah,
and a lot of them are face down when they come upon them or when we see them on screen. But
yeah,
this one was it stood out. It
yeah,
was obvious once he flipped it. But as we said, they cut from that scene of Aponte having a brief moment, and they get to St. George's University of Medicine, which
yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is the main reason that
There we
Operation
go.
Urgent Fury happened was to get these medical students out of Grenada who were stuck there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I mentioned it previously, but I think one of the concerns was these people did want to leave because of the upheaval that was going on, and there was a commie versus commie coup basically,
yeah,
and the commie that was mostly stable was overthrown and killed. Well, first arrested, but then he was eventually killed. And then more of a radical communist was trying to take over. So they shut down the airport. They shut down the ports. They couldn't get out. So again, Reagan's thought was we can't have another Iran hostage situation. So we got to go in there and get them out.
yeah.
And that's what Recon is finally here to do. And if I haven't yet, I think I do in the future. We talk a little bit about St. George, so I'll just gloss over that right now. But
Okay.
needless to say, it was a large medical facility or school, school, and that has a lot of U.S. and Cuban. I'm sorry, it's Cuban, Canadian. They're a bit of a difference. U.S.
Mm,
Canadian citizens go down there for medical training and such. So yeah, Recon finally gets there, and of course they're approaching. Gunny's in the lead, and says to these guys, "Get in there and let them know who you are, so no friendlies get hurt." Which makes sense because they're
Good
there for a
reminder.
rescue
Yeah,
mission. Yeah.
yeah. This is the first one.
Yeah, this isn't like Die Hard when the FBI is like, yeah, we figured about 20% of the hostages will be killed, and they're like fine with that, or they're actually totally happy about it. Like,
Yeah, it's like 20. That's only it's it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
yeah. So Stitch goes, "Hello, having hostages? I'm Stitch Jones, Mr. Funkadelic," with a huge smile. I love Gunny's response. Try U.S. Marines, shithead.
That's great.
I mean, this is the stuff I like about these two together because Stitch is legitimately funny. He's doing like a radio DJ voice, and he's like, "Hey, guys," and everything's like everything's not a joke, but he keeps everything lighthearted
Yeah.
and fun. And then Gunny's like such a stick in the mud, but funny in his own way. Like,
Yeah.
all right, shithead.
Yeah. You notice all that smoke? Are they just fucking setting fire to the forest behind them? Deny the enemy cover and just because all that smoke, like where are they walking through so much smoke in the middle of the woods?
I did notice that, but maybe I mean, honestly, maybe that bridge was literally leading
Caught
right
fire?
into the university. Well, I was gonna say leading right into the university. It was like it's right there
Yeah, like
because
look at all that smoke.
yeah, it is. It is. It's billowing. Yeah, you can just see it. Ah, yeah. Maybe it's just fog. It's the
Yeah.
fog of war. That's what it is. It's the fog of
Fog of
war.
war. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, and as soon as they get there, it's all cleared up.
Well, now they've reached their objective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good point. It's like I never really thought about it, but yeah, I'm guessing maybe that's supposed to be the remnants of their firefight. I don't know, and that the university was close by.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe their continuity is pretty good then. I don't know. They kind of go up this like these set of stairs, and that leads closer to the university. And when they actually get on campus, we see a sign Department of Anatomy. And let's see, Lieutenant Ring is right leading the charge. He is front and center going. They're kind of single file, kind of coming around the path. And Lieutenant Ring is right up front. I mean, he's, we joke about he's like a dorky character, but he's got a lot of grit and heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Doug Greenberg was on, we were talking about the difference between a boss and a leader.
Yeah.
And Ring is definitely exemplifying the virtues of a leader. He is right up front.
Yeah.
Anybody was there waiting for an ambush, he'd be the first to be taken out.
Yeah.
Now, I know Swede is leaning up against the Department of Anatomy building for like cover, but it kind of like when I pause it at the end, it just looks like he's chilling. Like he's just leaning and lollygagging around while Lieutenant Ring's all like in like a at the ready, basically. We've made it. They're at the university.
Yeah. So I don't think I've covered it pretty good. I don't think I've got anything more I can add.
Another minute it's got a great line of dialogue, but it's only got like those two little bits, the Jesus forgive me, which again I think we've talked about enough. I love the little Clint Eastwood beat where he goes to talk and then pulls himself back.
Yeah, he gives him his moment to do what he's got to do, and then he's like, all right, that's enough, let's go.
Right, but the try U.S. Marine shithead is
that was great.
That's the thing. You don't need a ton of dialogue if you got a great line in the minute. Yeah. I don't really have anything else. So, yeah.
Who is that at the end of the minute that's walking around, coming towards the camera? Is that
Lieutenant Ring? That's what I was talking about.
Is that Ring? Okay, because I just saw a second ago. I was looking at some other stuff, but you also see. Well,
actually, all right. Now
you know that was Spaghetti, or if that was.
You're right. You're making me question myself. I'm looking. Earlier when I was watching it, I was convinced it was Lieutenant Ring because I thought I saw the glasses. But that's happened to us before too. I think we get an optical illusion because of the freaking jungle covers, and the cami makeup. I think it is actually Forgetti, and that makes sense that it's Forgetti, given what's going to happen next minute is a little tease. So that's Forgetti.
Tune in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. Good
you know
call.
How we feel about teases.
Well, great. Never mind about Lieutenant Ring being a great leader. Fuck him then. He's not up front.
Fuck him. No, because I was completely agreeing with everything you were saying, because Lieutenant Ring is he's been kind of up there doing his thing, but I just kind of referenced that with other things that we were seeing him in. So it didn't register until I asked that that question, and it completely invalidated everything you had to say.
Right, exactly. So let's just forget the minute. Let's just start over. Never mind.
If I remember all that stuff we said, we're full of shit. It was a dream.
Minute 107, titled "Never Mind."
Yeah. I think we have our minute title.
Yeah.
Never mind. Join us for 108.
Right. Just skip this one. Well, all right. Let's get out of here then, and let's get on over to minute 107, and make sure you let the listeners know who you are, so nobody gets hurt.
Oh, you want me to let them know who Hi, everybody. It's Jack Perry. I'm a co-host on Marine Corps Movie Minute.
Just try U.S. Marine, shithead.
It took me a second. I was like, "You motherfucker, what are you doing?" Oh,
it's called a bit, Perry.
Yeah. Everybody, if you ever wondered if we rehearsed this beforehand, that's a big giant negative.
Say what? Hello, sorry. Hold on. I jacked up.
You jumped into your intro like the greatest American hero hit a wall. That was funny.